What's involved in clear leadership and expectations for the workplace?
Well, with clear leadership and expectations, we're looking at a work environment where there's effective leadership and support in place to help employees know what they need to do and what's expected of them. Clarity is actually one of the most predictive factors of job satisfaction and engagement. A lack of clarity can also affect mental health in the workplace. When we're confused about our role, when we're unsure about what will earn us praise and what will garner us punishment, it causes a real sense of unease among people, and it affects our workplace interactions.
Having leaders that are consistent in their approach is important.
Yes, a leader doesn't have to be touchy-feely, but to be effective, they have to be consistent and clear about what they're asking for. As an employee, you want to be assured that you can deliver what is asked of you without your leader continually shifting what they're looking for.
There has to be clear direction and expectations coming from management, and employees should feel safe in speaking up and asking questions if they're not clear about or don't understand what's expected of them.
Absolutely. Gaining clarity and tapping into expectations goes both ways. Employees should feel comfortable communicating their concerns to their leaders and vice versa.
Some leaders assume they're being clear. How can an employee who feels insecure or unclear approach their leader?
Being free to ask a question is really at the heart of clear leadership and expectations. To be effective in this area, leaders must be trained and supported to encourage questioning, especially for employees seeking clarity about their role. Understanding different learning styles and different ways people take in information can be very helpful here. Employees and leaders alike can benefit from incorporating different communication styles into their interactions, using only one way of communicating, probably the way you're most comfortable with, and expecting everyone else to understand that can create problems.
So a good leader and an effective communicator learns to incorporate a variety of approaches in the way that they give instructions. Ideally, they try to appeal to various learning styles all at once.
Yes, the more learning styles a person can use to communicate, the greater opportunity there is for clarity. Leaders checking with their employees for understanding can ask questions to make sure that they do understand. This means getting an employee to summarize a project's direction verbally or in writing. Leaders and employees might also want to identify the best way to make sure they're on the same page with each other, taking a multi-layered approach that can keep the lines of communication open in the workplace.
So I guess asking questions and being aware of learning styles are a couple of the best practices for clear leadership and expectations. But what else can be done?
Well, other ways to address clear leadership and expectation involve training, planning, and review. This can include ensuring those who manage, lead, or support employees have the emotional intelligence and the ability to do this effectively. Being emotionally intelligent includes having the ability to deal with other people's negative emotions and reactions, but it also includes being able to understand and manage our own personal reactions and to communicate and resolve conflict effectively. Where needed, emotional development can really benefit leaders. Measuring leadership competence is another area to consider. So is striving for direct, accurate, timely, and face-to-face communication between managers and employees. On a regular basis, it's a good idea to review job descriptions for relevance to organizational goals and communicate this relevance to employees.
So when everything's working well with clear leadership and expectations, what does that look like for the workplace?
Well, in an organization where leadership is supportive and clear, you'll see employees who have a clear understanding about their job responsibilities and roles. You'll see positive employee morale and high resiliency even during times of stress and change. And you'll see employees who trust in management and much less employee frustration or conflict.
So it's good to remember the organizations are never static. Being regularly tuned into a workplace's barometer of activity and evolution are really the best practice.
Ensuring clarity is an ongoing task that requires leaders to check in with employees to be sure that they have a shared understanding about the objectives and the expectations.